Hey everyone, just so everyone knows, we're being live streamed and we are recording right now. We'll wait a few minutes till the meeting, everyone's here, and then we'll start the meeting. Hey everyone, it's 7 o'clock and Dan is not going to be able to make it tonight. He's out of state.
I can't hear you, Neil. It's just me.
How about now? Is that any better?
I hear you fine.
I hear you too.
I can speak louder. But we
It was me. It was my volume. Sorry.
nope, great. So I'd like to make a motion to open the December 15th, 2022 New Paltz Town Board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the
Allegiance
flag
to the flag of the United
of the United
States of
States
America
of America
and to
and
the republic for which it
which
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda. I would like to make one change. I would like to move number 5 up to the top of the agenda because we have a presentation. I don't want them to have to wait around. If everyone's okay with that. So we're moving the Millbrook Preserve up to the first item and having a presentation. So. And that's it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And
Aye.
so I see Alex here.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a co-host.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna make a bunch of people co-hosts and that way you should be able to share your screen
Okay.
and give me a minute here.
Likewise.
All right, so I don't have any announcements. If anyone else has any announcements? If not,
Can I do one quick one, Neil?
Yep. go
I
ahead.
just wanted to let you know that I talked to the rabbi today and they're going to install a menorah at Huguenot Street next to the Christmas tree.
Nice.
They got a nice big wooden one that got built by somebody, which was really lovely. So I think it will, we worked out with the guys there to have it put in today. I didn't go check, but I think Monday's the first day. So maybe Monday there will be a light up. So just
Great.
wanted to let folks know.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Alex.
I like to open the floor for public input. If anyone is here who'd like to make a comment. I don't see anyone here, but if anyone does, they can raise their hand. If not, we'll move on to the first item on the agenda. So Alex, whenever you're ready, you can share the screen. So this is Alex Bartholomew. I'm not sure what your actual affiliation is with the Millbrook Preserve, but you can introduce yourself and fill the board in. So it's all yours.
Sure, thank you. Yes, I'm on the board of the Millbrook Preserve, and I am, I guess, the chair of the Trails Committee. Can you folks see the rec plan I've got here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So as Julie sent out earlier, just so folks know the background here, we have a conservation easement on all 134 acres of the preserve, and there's a formal recreation plan. In order to make changes to trails or signage or just about anything, we have to make amendments to that. And then that plan becomes approved by the board of the Millbrook Preserve, then the Wallkill Valley Land Trust that holds the easement, and then the town and or the village, depending on whose land it affects. So what we're doing affects kind of both land within the village and the town. So I'm here to present on what we're doing. So we have basically planned 4 new trails of varying length that will amount to exactly about 0.7 miles of new trail. We currently have 3.6 miles of trail. We have 4 new water crossings, which are basically bog bridges that are supported underneath by 4x4 lengths of lumber. So they're very simple bridges. They don't have abutments or anything like that. We have 2 larger bridges that are planned on village land to be installed by the village with a grant that they are working on, and a very short shift in a trail, some additional trail markings, and some additional water bog bridges, and bring it up to date on the log circles and bike racks and benches we want to install. So to start with, here is a map of the preserve, and let me make sure we can all see all of this here. So can I move that? No, I can't. All right. So on this, the existing trails are marked in the dotted lines. North is up, and our proposed trails here are starting with this proposed Trail A. This will run from our current pink trail, which is our northern trail, out to Hummel Road. And I went through a process to check this last year. The property line of the town parcel ends parallel roughly to Hummel Road, but there is a paper road on a map that when this was subdivided, there is land that goes back to the preserve through here. And so we have determined where this would come out, and spoken to the landowners on either side. And this trail will end at our property boundary, but then continue on the paper road out to Hummel Road. This will allow for access to folks from the north and from the Hummel Road neighborhood. And I know that at least one of the folks we talked to is very excited to be able to walk from their house into town through the preserve. So that fits our bill for the preserve here. Trail B is a trail that will extend from our Orange Trail, which currently goes into the preserve from George Danskin Way over here on the east side. And this trail will cross town and village parcel out to the Old Mill neighborhood and come out along a town parcel to the road there at the Old Mill neighborhood. This will allow folks in the Old Mill neighborhood that currently have to walk kind of sort of all the way around over to the Orange Trailhead to be able to access it and provide more access for people coming from kind of the northeast side of town. Trail C is projected to go from the Red Trail and then cross the main stream at one of the bridges that the village is going to put in. And this will be very important because currently this is one of the major access points And we had to close the log bridge we had here because of very recent beaver construction, as you may know. And then Trail D will continue from the end of the Pink Trail, which currently dead ends just before Woodland Pond property, and kind of loop this back around to our yellow loop. We've walked this out and we checked all these trails to see kind of what animals use it. Not too many animals use this this trail along through here. And this will be nice because it will kind of close the loop on this. Currently, people who walk out the end of the Pink Trail sometimes trespass up into Woodland Pond property, and walk along the beaver dam up here along Woodland Pond. The trail shift we have proposed is right in here at the northeast end of our green trail, where it abuts the yellow loop. And this is primarily to move the trail away from a tree that we know has a fisher den in it that is used generally in the late winter and spring, keep animals and people away from that and kind of respect the native population there. It's really cool that we have these fishers. Julie spotted the scat. I saw it go in a hole. We put up game cameras. We monitored it, and we have shifted the trail a little bit over this way. For the water crossings, our new trails require a few water crossings. Just start with this one here on the green trail. Currently, this is one of our current trails that doesn't have a good water crossing, and right now people have to kind of skip across the stream on some rocks. It can be slippery, and this will just be, like I said before, basically a extra strength bog bridge to cross this very small stream that's just a few feet wide. On a spur that we have that comes off of the blue trail that goes down by the pond on the southwest side of the property, on the village parcel, we have a small stream crossing we're proposing there, mainly for people who access the preserve through some social trails behind the Bonnecue View neighborhood. We have a stream crossing on our new proposed trail on B that goes from the Orange Trail out to the neighborhood there on the south side, and then a one here on our new proposed continuation of the Pink Trail, which crosses a stream that comes out of Woodland Pond, or at least one of the streams coming out of Woodland Pond. It's a very small stream, and we kind of dithered on where to put this. Recognized that there were some pools that were being used by some turtles for breeding. We moved it downstream so we're not impacting the wildlife as much as we can. So those are the main trails and trail shifts and water crossings. Also, you can see on here in the kind of orange rectangles are our current bog bridges, and we have a few that we will plan to install on some of our new trails. When we removed a large portion of bog bridges here on our pre-existing red trail, we ended up with about 12 or 15 bog bridges that we can kind of redistribute to prevent erosion during what we kind of like to call mud season, which is about a third of the year in the spring, late winter and spring. As far as our signage goes, we have installed 3 entrance kiosks through the work of an Eagle Scout, and we plan to put some signage on these, as well as we currently have wooden signs that we will make a few more for our new trails. And you can see the backside of a temporary sign that we have printed out. We plan to make some of these. We are debating as a board how many we want to have, but they'll all be generally small and be placed at trail junctions. On this map right here, you can see where we have our current signage, and some of these are signs that say these are the rules in here, and some of them are trail directional signage. We've heard from people that they like it when we have signs at the junction, so they know kind of where they are, how they can get back to their car, and how not to walk into other people's neighborhoods. We heard from some folks at Bonnecue View that people were walking out into their backyards, and we put up some signs down there. We, in conjunction with Duzine Elementary, they asked during the pandemic if we could provide some places for them to take their students. And so we talked with the Wallkill Valley Land Trust and got a bit of a special dispensation to build some log circles and stump circles so that they could get students outside of the building, keep kids kind of in school, but maybe not in the building as much as possible. And so the Brownie Daisy Troop constructed one, and then I built with some other folks 2 other log circles. This is one that is off of the Pink Trail. They were made from dead and down cedars that we cut down and cut up. And this was previously honeysuckle and stuff that were mostly non-natives that I just cleared out, and some poison ivy. And they have very much liked those. We don't plan to build any more, but they do get used quite a bit. And then lastly, we have some benches that we would like to install. And these are Leopold benches, which are kind of rustic looking. And this is one from state of Iowa, what I found on the internet. And this is another one, very simple to make. And we have some places where we would like to install some of these. Let me see. I think, yeah, these purple spots right now, based on our conservation easement, we have to keep them out of the core biodiversity area. So they will be in areas that are not at this point identified as especially important biodiversity areas. So I think that's about it. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to field any. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Sure,
Thanks, Alex. I do have one quick question.
certainly.
And I guess it goes back to people going in and out of properties. I noticed that on the A Trail that you had mentioned that it sort of comes out into 2 homes, that they were okay with people walking through there. And my question is there any legality or anything that needs to be done in that section just to make sure that they're happy with, like what if a bunch of people start going through there, or, I don't know.
Right.
Just concerned about that.
Sure. So I don't think I have any pictures of how we mark our trails, but we mark the trails very clearly and cut the brush to hopefully keep the people on track. And we don't have plans to place a large entrance sign there right now, but eventually we will place some kind of an entrance sign. And there is a very distinctive tree that is visible from satellite images and on the maps where I followed this. So we make sure that we are well within the bounds of the paper road easement between these 2 property lines. Also, I spoke with one of the landowners, Julie spoke with the other landowner, and I think Julie has taken both of them for a walk through that area and showed them where we plan to put the trail. So both of the landowners are on board with that.
Great. Just
Yep.
wanted to check on that. Thank you, Alex.
Sure, yes. We certainly have tried to do our due diligence there and make sure that we're good neighbors to all the folks around the preserve.
I like the effort that you guys are making to have more entry points on the preserve. I think that, when we talked about this, when this started, right, people were really nervous about it, but now that everyone's been using it, I think more people do want entrances in their neighborhoods because they want to get in there and they want access. And so I think it's nice, and I appreciate that you guys are thinking about access points from different areas, because that also, this is, I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is sort of like an urban park, right? This is meant to be walkable for a lot of the people. We don't have a lot of parking around the preserve. And so the goal is really to have entrance points from all of the nearby neighborhoods so people can walk there and also walk through, like you said, to get from one neighborhood to downtown, or get get to the school from different neighborhoods, right? You know,
Right.
they've shown that there's, you know, big positive benefits for kids to walk to school through the woods. It helps with, you know, learning and attention span and everything else. So hopefully you guys can keep working on it. But I like it. I think it's a great plan. I like the benches. I also like the, I mean, have you guys thought about, you know, there are some of the down trees. Have you thought about like making those into benches instead of like the Leopold bench or something? Or is that-
Yes, we have in a few places. We're at this point pretty limited by where we can kind of put them based on the current designation of the core biodiversity area. But we do have as a plan to potentially examine where we want the core biodiversity area to exactly be, and perhaps propose a revision to that. So that would allow some different placement. Like, but yes,
I understand, like I noticed there are some big trees that are down, and I was like, you could, you know, kind of cut those in half and make some benches, and they would blend right in. You wouldn't even know it was a bench unless you were sitting on it.
Right. No, great idea. Yeah.
But yeah, no, thanks for, you know, coming forward with the plan. It's nice to see things are still moving forward. You know, we haven't had an update since before COVID, and I think people, a lot of people really appreciated being able to go into the Millbrook Preserve during COVID. So
Yes, definitely. You know, along with the game trail monitoring and animal monitoring, I also was trying to determine kind of how many deer and coyotes and such were using our trails. And kind of as a side to that, I was able to count people as well. And there was one weekend, I think it was Memorial Day weekend of 2020, where we had at least 55 different people that were way up in this corner of the Blue Trail. And so most of them were not parking at Duzine Elementary to get in there. So we were getting a quite a high amount of usage during the pandemic, and we got a lot of good feedback on that. And so try to take that into account when we were planning out these trails and such.
yeah, it would be nice to get some annual estimates. I think that might help with some of the grant writing.
Okay, great. We can do that.
Rough, you know, even just rough numbers to, you know, to say that, look, we know it's being utilized, right?
Sure.
We want to be able to kind of tout that and say, look, we think it could be even more, you know, used even more if we add some, you know, the bog bridges and the trails, like you said. So hopefully
Mhm.
So Neil, is this something we need to vote on, or is this something?
it is. Yeah,
is.
this is something
Okay.
we need to, so that we officially, the way this works is when, you know, with the easement, Alex explained it really well, but
Mhm.
then all of these projects need to be approved by the town and village boards, and it's in this, I think it's like the rec plan. And the way we kind of structured the rec plan when we were originally trying to put this together, you know, one option was to just come up with a final plan and vote on it and then be done with it. But I think that the discussion was that, you know, things change over time, and it's better to have, like, these are like chapters in a book. And so this is like the second chapter of the rec plan after it was initially approved. You know, things change over time. And
Mhm.
that way we didn't have to think of every single different possibility and all of the trail designs and all of the bridges and everything else, and then vote on it and be done with it. This is kind of more of a living document. So
Right.
it does have to be voted on by both town and village boards and the Walker Valley Land Trust.
Well, I personally love this. I've been there, walked through there, and I think what you guys have done is such a huge addition to our town on many levels, educational, recreational, you know, what do they call it? Tree baths. So all kinds of levels. You know, whatever the next step is, Neil,
I think
Let us know.
it's a motion to just approve the approve the recreational plan amendments for the preserve.
I second that.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to say thank you to Alex also for coming and the wonderful explanation, well thought out, well planned, always improving. And it's such an important resource for all of us in the world. So thank you. And I am all for it and voting aye.
I am in favor as well.
Aye.
Okay, great. And so motion passed.
Thank you very much. And
Thank
I
you,
just want to say, it was a team effort to put this together, and Julie, obviously, a big part of this, major part of it as well. And I know she had to recuse herself on that, but she was a huge part of putting this all together. So thank you very much, and take
Yeah.
care.
So I just want to make sure people realize when I read through some of the old plans in the town, like, comprehensive plans and stuff like that, the original plan was to have Sunset Ridge go all the way up to North Putt.
Oh, wow.
And so this is what we have instead. And I think this is a much better plan
Yeah.
than having that road go all the way up and have houses built there. So, but thanks a lot.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
And so with that, I let Alex kind of step off. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 1A through 1L.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. And then number 2 is authorization for the supervisor to sign the 2023 to 2026 UPSU contract for the highway department. We talked about this a while ago. Alex and I were part of the negotiations, and the highway department has approved it. Mostly the changes are just about salary for the next few years. And then we also agreed to some language changes in the contract to make everything take away all the he and the she's, and now it's all theys and thems. So it's universal, and we're trying to do that with all of the town policies and contracts. And so this is the first one, and they've all agreed to it, and it will be for us as well. So if anyone has any thoughts or comments.
I'm happy with the negotiations and what we did.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Mhm.
Yes,
So
thank you.
do I have a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So number 3, this was an email that was sent to us, just some concerns on Plains Road. They'd like us to, they're worried about people speeding, and we can ask the chief to put the speed trailer out there. That will help. They also were asked about a dead end sign at after Cedar Lane, and maybe even a stop sign at Cedar. For us to do a stop sign, we actually need to write a law, because it needs to go into like the town laws, so it's official. So if and I can talk to Chris about and Joe Morello about what the procedures are, but I thought we would want to talk about it. Is this something that people are open to doing? It would involve a public hearing. I think the cost of the signs is not a lot. It also, I'm not a huge fan of putting stop signs everywhere, but this doesn't seem like this is not a bad place for a stop sign. If you drive down there, it might actually help people navigate a little better anyway. But
Yeah, I mean, I drive down Plains Road all the time. And I'll tell you, there's so many people that walk that road. It's such a, such a walking street, more than a lot of other streets in New Paltz. I think, the access to the rail trail right there, the boat dock in, and just in general, I think Plains Road is one of those roads where there's just a lot of dog walkers, and I see a lot of young little kids on bicycles. And then Taliaferro's at the end, and then can access the rail trail at the very end of Plains Road. So I very much support, I know myself sometimes if I'm in a rush, I'm like, oh, wait, it's 35. I have to slow down. I see little kids, and I really have to remind myself. So having stop signs, and maybe having that dead end would be a good thing. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
if people are okay with it, we can look at what the procedures would be. There's nothing for us to vote on tonight, but I just wanted to have a discussion. We all got the email, but
Mhm.
if people are okay with it, Chris has his hand up. So Chris, yeah, go ahead.
We can't hear you, Chris.
Should be able to unmute. Can you, yeah, there you go, Chris, go ahead.
That work now?
Yeah.
Okay. There is already a stops or a dead end sign
Oh, okay.
at Plains Road. There's even the correct markers at the very end of Plains where it go out on the rail trail.
Yep.
So, I
Right.
mean, that's been in place. It's just the stop sign is to make it a three-way stop instead of a one-way stop off of Cedar. Is not a bad idea at all. It's really not. Usually you get an engineer to look at it. This is kind of a no-brainer. I don't think we need that. We're just gonna have to put it into the local law.
Okay.
But the rest of the stuff's there. I know in that email, the individual wanted a LED blinking sign for speed limits. That is a horrible idea. At
Those are,
$1,000 to $2,000 a sign.
yeah,
If
they're
they're not
thousands.
reading the one that's there, they're not gonna read that one.
Yeah, I mean, those are, they help, but I actually, I looked them up. Well, they're like $3,000 and that's if it's on a town road, but if it's on like a state road, you have to have a different pole, which is another like $2,000. So they end up costing like $5,000. So, I mean, I think we can start with the trailer, the speed
Mhm.
trailer, and, maybe that also helps kind of slow people down, but we can look into the stop sign and see how that helps a little bit.
I just want to let you know that the other stuff was in place. It's there now.
You're
Okay.
right.
has been
I
for quite a
forgot it
while.
is there. Yep, you're right. It does say dead end as you go and park at the end there. Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay, that's all.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. That was helpful.
Thank you.
Is it, sorry. Is that dead end sign before people would keep going? It is. yeah.
Yes, it's right at the intersection of Cedar Lane and the end of Plains, the dead end part of Plains where it's supposed to be marked. It's a fairly large sign.
Right before you go, I think Taliaferro is right, the entrance is right there to the right, right? Pete's
Correct.
Way?
It's just
Yeah.
past his driveway, which
Mhm.
it's the closest to the intersection we can put it without putting it in the middle of his driveway.
So they wanted it before that where you would turn, like if you're coming down Plains Road going south, I guess. They wanted it before where there would.
I think we'd have to look into the MUTCD or
Mhm.
like they're,
Right.
they're,
It's
they're-
right where it's supposed to be according to the MUTCD book.
yeah, like we're not allowed to just put the signs anywhere, right? They're all written down in like, what's it, a municipal uniform traffic control or something like that.
Yeah, control device. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, we don't get to decide where the signs go. That's like, they go where we're told they go. And that's.
It is quite visible. I mean, you can see it, when you get to that intersection. But the stop sign would definitely help because they have to stop and it'll give them a chance to look, instead of just cruising through.
I do think slowing people down, because I imagine people use that sort of way too fast, generally, Plains Road, and people who live on it would like to have their children on bikes and,
Mm.
take walks with their dogs without having that be kind of a freeway. And I think adding one stop sign can make a difference and have people, locals even,
Yeah.
realize that it's gonna be a little slower.
Chris, is there a stop sign before the rail trail bridge? Before that little rail trail section? So as you're coming from Water Street, you go and you go down and you're driving along the rail trail and then you make a right hand, you veer right? And the road goes right in between the two parts of the rail trail. Is there a stop sign there?
No, no stop sign. There's a crosswalk, if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
Because
That,
that's the
that
part,
part's actually in the village. Those two,
Oh,
the
I
only
see.
part that's ours is off of Cedar Lane.
because I have to say, that's the part where I always have to remind myself to stop because there are people crossing and you can't see them really. But if that's the village, then
Yeah, that's within the village limits.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
it's okay. We'll bring it up.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll move forward with the stop sign. Then. I would like to have the public hearing sometime in, like maybe mid-January or early February. I don't like doing a lot of stuff. Well, it's also, we can't do it now before January 5th anyway. But so we can set the public hearing at maybe we'll get the exact details from Joe, what we have to do and everything, and we'll bring it up at the next meeting. Okay, so I don't want to set a public hearing tonight, so. But, okay, we'll move forward with that. The number 4 is authorization to extend the MOA between the town of New Paltz and the New Paltz Police Association. This is for the hours, for the 4-day week that we were doing. Was it a 4-day week? I forget exactly what the details were, but we've been doing this pilot study since June or July.
They
So-
get one Friday off a month, right?
Friday off a month.
Mhm.
The idea was to make sure we liked it and that the officers liked it, and so we only did it until the end of December this year. Now they like it, it's working, the chief likes it, it's working for him, but we would like to now extend it until the end of 2023, and then as part of the contract negotiations, we would discuss it, continuing it after that, but it would be part of the negotiations that we do in the end of the year. So if I'd like to make a motion to authorize me to sign that. And
Second,
any discussion? If all in favor?
Aye.
aye.
And last is the December warrant, a motion to approve the warrant in the amount of $644,000, $644,060.57.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 And motion to adjourn.
Second.
And I'm glad none of us had to drive on the roads today. except
Yeah,
for
thank you,
Chris
Neil.
and guys.
Thank
And
you,
so,
Neil.
thanks, Chris. Hopefully you guys don't have too rough next 2 days.
Yeah,
No, hope not. We've already salted and the guys are heading home and we'll be back in at 5 unless things escalate. So,
yeah, good luck with that.
so far so good.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Everyone, be safe.